Turkish mythology is an ancient tapestry, woven with tales of epic battles, celestial beings, and enduring struggles between good and evil. But among these stories there are figures whose names and deeds have faded into obscurity. These forgotten heroes exist on the fringes of myths, whispered about but rarely given the spotlight. Today we rediscover their stories, piecing together fragments of the past to honor their legacies. In Turkish mythology, the term Alp holds great significance. An Alp is a warrior, protector, and champion of justice. Figures like Alp Eren and Börü Kaan are celebrated widely, their stories etched into the collective memory. But what of the Alps whose names no longer echo in the songs of their people? Who were the warriors who fought valiantly but vanished from history, leaving behind only whispers in legends? Take, for example, the tale of Alp Eren, a leader of the Kaygun tribe. Legend has it that Alp Eren saved his people during a time of great drought, guided by dreams of a sacred mountain. His wisdom and bravery allowed his tribe to find water and survive. Yet over time, his story faded, and his name became a faint echo in the annals of mythology. Nature plays a significant role in Turkish mythology, and many heroes draw their power from the earth, rivers, and skies. But some of these heroes, despite their close ties to nature, have been largely forgotten. One such figure is Kaygun Ana, a heroine from Altai mythology. She is said to have fought against the dark forces of the underworld, protecting her people from disaster. Kaygun Ana is also described as a nurturer, bringing fertility and prosperity to her community. Despite her importance, her story survives only in fragments, overshadowed by more prominent mythological figures. Another tale speaks of the 7 mountain Alps, warriors who defended their land against invaders before retreating into the mountains. Legends claim they were consumed by the wilderness, their names erased from history. But in some Turkish folk traditions, the mountains themselves are seen as sacred, possibly a reflection of these lost warriors' enduring spirits. Some forgotten heroes in Turkish mythology straddle the line between myth and history. They may have been real leaders, warriors, or figures of spiritual importance whose stories were later mythologized. Consider the legend of Börü Kaan, a Kipchak leader whose name means Wolf Khan. According to folklore, Börü Kaan was a wise and powerful figure who led his people during a time of turmoil. It is said that he sacrificed himself to ensure the survival of his tribe. In Kipchak myths, Börü Kaan is often symbolized by a wolf, a sacred animal in Turkish mythology that represents strength, loyalty, and survival. Yet Börü Kaan's tale is fragmentary. His deeds and character survive in the form of oral traditions, but his story is rarely detailed in major epics. Could he have been a real leader, later deified in myth, or is he a purely symbolic figure, representing the archetypal qualities of a leader? The Epic of Manas, one of the greatest Turkic oral traditions, is a treasure trove of stories about bravery and sacrifice. While the epic centers on the legendary hero Manas, it also mentions numerous other warriors who fought alongside him. One such warrior is Karaka's Alp, a female fighter described as fiercely loyal and equally skilled in battle. She is mentioned in the early parts of the epic but disappears from the narrative without explanation. What happened to Karakas? Did she perish in battle, or was her story deliberately omitted over time? This loss of female heroes like Karaka's Alp is a recurring theme in mythology. Women often played critical roles in Turkic societies, as warriors, healers, and leaders, but their contributions were sometimes overshadowed in the retelling of history. Turkish mythology is not limited to male heroes. Women hold an important place, both as heroines and as symbols of balance and protection. Take the story of Akmaral, whose name means white deer. In some legends, Akmaral is described as a shaman who mediates between the heavens and the earth. She is said to have been chosen by the celestial beings to maintain harmony between the realms. Her tale symbolizes spiritual leadership, yet over time it has been fragmented, her name surviving mostly in regional folklore. Another example is Alaka Hanım, a protective figure who, according to legend, saved children from enemy raids. Alaka Hanım's role as a protector of innocence highlights the importance of maternal figures in Turkic myths, but her story, too, has largely been forgotten. What can these forgotten heroes teach us today? Their stories remind us of the values they represented: courage, loyalty, sacrifice, and a deep respect for nature. They also reveal how memory works in oral traditions. Heroes who were once central to their communities could be overshadowed by more dominant figures or lost in the transition from oral storytelling to written records. Yet, the echoes of their deeds persist, even if their names do not. So how can we bring these heroes back into the light? Through storytelling, education, and creative reinterpretation, we can ensure that these forgotten figures are not lost to history. Modern tools, whether films, books, or digital platforms, can breathe new life into these myths. Perhaps the wolves of Börü Kaan, the wisdom of Alp Eren, and the courage of Kaygun Ana can inspire new generations to rediscover their roots. The forgotten heroes of Turkish mythology are more than just names. They are the embodiments of values, struggles, and triumphs that shaped ancient Turkic societies. As we retell their stories, we not only honor their sacrifices, but also reconnect with the cultural heritage they represent. Who knows? Perhaps somewhere, in the whispers of the wind or the howl of a wolf, these heroes are still waiting to be remembered.